Hey there, and thank you for joining another episode of the Astreva Masterclass. We have a growing library of topics that we're uncovering and unpacking for today's HR and talent leader, and today is no different. We are going to be discussing the power and limitations of artificial intelligence in recruitment, and we have three dynamic professionals in the space who are going to share their experience and thoughts on this very topic. Without further ado, I'd love to introduce our panel. So please, Mirabela, Ernani, Vipin, one at a time, if you could share who you are, what you do, and maybe one fact about yourself that we wouldn't know if we were just looking at your LinkedIn profile. So, Mirabela, first, please.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Hi everyone. Really curious. I'm here to learn about AI. I think we all of us are new to this, and I'm really curious on how are you using it currently in talent acquisition in your activities, and what we can share from our experience so far with AI to the rest of the world or whomever is watching us. I am based in Bucharest, in Romania. So hi from here. The weather is still great. I am currently leading the talent acquisition efforts for Romania, Hungary, and Poland with Nagarro. For those of you who haven't heard about Nagarro, but it's pretty difficult not to hear about it. We are a global digital engineering company with footprint across the world, 35 countries, more than 19,000 employees and colleagues. We are focusing on delivering on full service delivering offering. We are including here digital product engineering for our customers, customer experience, AI based solutions, cloud consulting on different ERPs, and so on and so forth from this world. Something that you can't see and can't read in my LinkedIn profile, how Joy put it nicely. I am a mom, working mom of a 3 years old daughter. I also have two other children, Chihuahua dogs. For those of you who have dogs, you can definitely understand why I refer to them as our children. And thank you for having me again.
All right, thanks. Ernani, please, next. Welcome.
So nice to meet you all. Very interesting to be able to share experiences here with you in regards to AI, such a new topic, but with a huge impact already. And I only see that increasing as as the time goes by. I'm a talent acquisition professional with now 13 years of experience. I've built my career working in multinational corporations with some niche focus in technology and in the pharmaceutical industries. Um, Essentially, I would say that one thing that to connect with what Mirabel said, one thing that you wouldn't find in my LinkedIn profile, but that is very important to me, is that I'm a dog father myself, and I really am that person in those memes that if I win on the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs, and the signs would be dozens of dogs around. So that's the part there, the personal part there. And I'm based out of Brazil, and the weather here is good. I'm in the south of Brazil, which is colder than the image that everyone has of Brazil, like Rio beaches and sunny. So here, or the city I'm at is closer to London in terms of weather and sunny days or the lack of them. But today we got a decent day here.
All right. Okay, and Vipin, please share your intro as well.
Sure. Hello everyone. I am Vipin Sharma from India. Um, Good to interact with all of you on a topic which I am very passionate about, artificial intelligence, and how we've been using it in recruitment and in fact various facets in HR. Regarding my profile, so I've been HR professional for almost 15 years of work experience. Currently, I'm leading talent acquisition for Tata Steel, one of the largest steel maker from India. and globally sixth largest steel maker. One thing which it's not mentioned on my LinkedIn profile is I have a passion for cooking. So I love to experiment with food and try and learn new recipes and try it at home. So this is something which I'm really passionate about, and looking forward to interact with all my fellow panel members on a topic which is very interesting, and looking forward to learn from all of you. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Well, to take your lead, Vipin, we have a five-course meal today. Okay, five questions we're going to unpack, and we'll go with the first one. And Vipin, you can take it first. Okay, so how can we ensure that AI-driven recruitment doesn't perpetuate existing biases and instead works towards more equitable hiring processes? Let's go in reverse order: Vipin, Ernani, and Mirabela.
I think this is very important because why we use AI in recruitment is that in typical in a recruitment process, a lot of biases comes in when a lot of humans are involved, and the basic premise that if we use AI and if you use AI in a form which makes it very efficient for all of us, one to reduce the overall process time of recruitment. Second is that how can we use AI for our advantage and reduce all those biases which comes in when a human element is involved. So a very important point that the AI that we use and the data that we use to train AI in recruitment, I think we should be very cognizant of the fact that data is in a such a way that biases are not there. First point. Second is when we use AI, we need to have a way means to see that the biases that typically comes in when we do traditional way of hiring, it should not come in when we use AI in a recruitment process. So it is very important for us to be very cognizant of first those biases. Use data to prove those biases because many a times we are aware that these biases do exist, but we need to back it up with data that yeah these biases exist and these are the data points which are available for us. And when we use AI based solutions, we need to be cognizant of those biases. That same biases should not come in even when we are using AI based solutions. So very important that the data that we use to train AI models, machine learning models, they are free from those biases. And even if when we use AI based solutions, we need to monitor them over a period of time so that we are sure that those biases do not come in. So this is my take on this question.
Okay, Arnani, how can we ensure AI driven recruitment doesn't perpetuate existing biases?
Well, I think it's all about how you use it. So one point that was very important that Vipin mentioned is making sure that the data that you're using is transparent and is well built, and you're constantly revising it and making sure that that data doesn't have our own biases input into it. But I see AI as an ally in terms of not perpetuating biases because biases are a human condition. We can't control them most of the time. So there are several researches that say that beautiful people, so people that are mathematically beautiful, they usually get hired more, they get more raises, they get more promotions because we're drawn to beauty, right? In Portugal, it's very common for you to have pictures in your CV. So if a human recruiter is analyzing CVs, they will even unconsciously give priority to the beautiful pictures in those CVs, or maybe to the font used in the CV that they are more interested in. And we will not even understand or know that that's going on in our brains. But if you have an artificial intelligence, helping you review those CVs, they will not see pictures. They will not care about the font used on the CV or any other biases that we might have. So from that perspective, you can use it as an ally to actually reduce your bias. So that's the way I see the power and the role of AI in terms of biases in the process.
Mirabella, what are your thoughts?
I will continue Ernani's examples. As I would like to give to our to the ones who will see this video some hands-on solutions or thoughts that the current TA specialists have when using AI. And I will refer to something that you didn't mention or roughly mention, Ernani, name-based bias or location-based bias. There are several studies, as you pointed out, that when a recruiter sees a certain name or a certain location associated to a CV, we can automatically make some associations to racial, ethnic backgrounds, and those studies show that these applicants and candidates are less likely to receive calls or being contacted right by talent acquisition specialists. By using AI and by teaching your AI screening solution, for example, to run this blind recruitment process and to showcase the profiles that meet your criteria without looking at the name, without looking at the region, you will have a short list that now will not select your candidates based on the a specific location or a specific ethnic group. So, in a nutshell, I believe the way AI will help us not to perpetuate biases is for us to acknowledge our biases and search for solutions on how to get better at targeting the best talent out there, and not use these biases in our screening selection process.
All right, great, great. This conversation's off to a great start. And I want to transition quickly into our second question. And for this one, I'd love for you to share one specific thing that you find important for us to think about in this conversation. So, as AI becomes more embedded in recruitment, what are the ethical implications of potentially reducing human touch points in candidate evaluations? So, what is one piece of ethical information we should be paying attention to as we transition towards more integration of AI? And I'll actually go in reverse order. Mirabella, please.
So there are several ethical questions out there linked directly to AI and how we will use AI in the future. I guess the most frequent one is how will AI replace humans, right? And this is linked to the actual question. How will AI replace recruiters in the candidate evaluation or throughout the selection process? What would be the implication? And here, one specific example is, for example, I don't think AI will be able to help us throughout the entire selection process. Maybe we will get AI's help in the screening phase by looking at thousands or millions of CVs and getting a short list with the best talent out there. But as we are sourcing or searching for leadership positions, right? For us, besides the technical skill and what did this person do throughout their experience and how is their experience suitable or valuable for our company, there is this part of suitability with the culture, right? And how will they impact our future, our company future, when it comes with all these values that we care about and so on and so forth. In a nutshell, for us in Nagarro, for example, when hiring for a leadership position, but not only at that level, will be very important for us to still hire for our values, the caring values, as we call them, that will not be replaced by AI.
All right. Ernani, what are your thoughts?
Somewhat similar, but I'll zag a little bit as well in my construction of the role of AI and how I'm using it currently on recruitment. So the similar part is I don't see AI replacing humans, but there, IBM CEO, Microsoft CEO, they both said similar things about AI and humans. They said AI is not going to replace humans or steal humans' jobs, but humans that leverage the power of AI to be more efficient will steal jobs from humans that don't, essentially. So, with that in mind, I am particularly using AI in all stages of the recruitment process, but in partnership with me. So, I'm not leaving everything to AI in any stage. But I can even use it in, for example, to use Mirabela's point, in complex high level positions. So, for example, instead of me searching a LinkedIn profile for points to which I can personalize a message and call that specific candidate's attention to what I'm trying to communicate to them, I will use their LinkedIn profile. I will use the message that I want to share, and I will partner those, for example, in a LLM, a large language model such as ChatGPT, for it to help me build a more interesting message for that candidate to reply to me. So instead of me using my brain power and energy and tiring myself, and maybe even doing that less effectively than what ChatGPT, for example, would do, and taking more time, I save my brain energy, I save my time, I liaise, I partner with ChatGPT, and I can build maybe even a better and quicker message to that person. And then when that person replies to me and I'm actually engaging in a conversation, I still have all my time and my brain energy to use in terms of strategy, in terms of human interaction. So, and I can give examples in all stages of the recruitment process, but my point is I use AI, and I think that's the power of AI to make myself more efficient and to save my energy and my decision making cognition to matters that I actually have to do by myself. So essentially, in this conversation, for example.
So, Vipin, let's take this one step further because there's another question that we have about the ethics and the elimination of the human element. How should organizations navigate that line between AI's efficiency and screening and the potential loss of nuanced human judgment? What are you seeing in your field and in your studies?
So, so there are various level of hiring, and typically the way organizations are using AI, that in mass kind of a recruitment and low level hiring, AI solution works best because it saves on your time, it saves on your cost, and the preliminary level of screening. Most of the organizations are using AI models to do the preliminary level of screening. But as we go for leadership hiring, it acts as an enabler for us to get more data points and to, finally the decision lies with the human only. The whole part of, one is the ethics part of it. I think wherever we are using AI in elimination and any kind of screening throughout the recruitment process, we need to be very sure because many organizations do use video interview and initial round of video interview for screening candidates, but at the same time there are observations that those tools they might also be biased, or the model that's being used there, it looks at many data points including your facial expression, the tone of your the tonality in which you are speaking, and so on. And many a time they give their recommendation based on multiple data points. uh, all these models are just 3, 4, 5 years old, and typically traditionally the way we have been using psychometric assessment, they've been tested for decades and decades, till we started using them for judgmental purposes. So the whole point is that whenever we are screening candidate using AI, we need to be very sure the reliability of the model, as well as whether any bias is creeping into it. Second part of it is that final judgment should always be lie with the human. As long as you are selecting a human, I think it's better that a human take a call of selecting or a human. Rejecting a human, obviously, initial part it's being used, but we need to be very sure there that the model or the solutions that we've been using, they are free from biases, and they are tested thoroughly before we use them for elimination of in any round. So this is my take on this.
Mirabella, what are your thoughts on that question? And again, I'll repeat it for your benefit. How should organizations navigate the line between AI's efficiency in screening and the potential loss of nuanced human judgment?
I think this is very much linked to all to the other question and our answers. in general, organizations will use AI not to replace a human and their activities, but to enhance them and to allow us to go through mm, tons of data regarding CVs and so on and so forth, and our tasks, and to be more efficient. On this, I would add 2 points. One is linked to the company's mission. So each company with this new buzzword will need to state a vision and a mission on how do they take it further in their activity, and that will impact from talent acquisition to sales to how they run their business, their products, and so on and so forth. For example, at Nagarro, we already signed off on that mission, and that is called Fluidic Enterprise, that has a focus on augmenting the human activities and not replacing them. So we are stating loud and clear and bold that we are focusing on the efficiency that the AI brings it, and not to replace the human nuance, judgment, and so on and so forth. And the last point will be related to the regulations worldwide. As AI will develop, our laws and rules will need to keep up with this. And I think this year we had an interesting event happening in New York, I believe, where there was a law stating that any company that will use AI based selection process and hiring decision process will be audited. I'm not sure what would be the frequency, but they will audit. So external auditors will come and look through the process and to make sure there are no biases or the human decision is not taken away by a tool. And I believe that is telling a lot about how specific parts of the world are trying to keep up with this AI phenomenon.
That'll certainly be interesting to see how New York conducts those audits and what they find as we're having the conversation here. It's pretty clear that bias is a part of the process. We just try to reduce that a little bit. Uh, Ernani, I'd like to transition to our next conversation topic here, and that's on the topic of finding the right candidates. Is AI more effective at finding the right candidates than compared to traditional methods? And feel free to peel the onion back. We've got a little bit of time, but feel free to share your thoughts and I'll get everyone else's perspective as well.
Well, to me, essentially, I don't really see those two forces competing with each other, traditional methods, excuse me, versus AI. What I see is actually combining those methods. So, myself, I am now a more effective recruiter, a more effective talent acquisition professional using AI than I was before AI. But in the same at the same time, I don't see AI doing everything for me. And if I were to stop using AI right now, I've been doing this for 13 years. 12 of them I did without AI. So, yes, I can still do that effectively. But what AI does is it enables me to have actually more nuanced interaction with humans and actually have more brain power and more time, more energy to analyze the nuances of candidates and to be able to find the best fit for my company's needs. So essentially, uh, instead of myself having to do everything and spend a lot of time reading every single email, every single CV, crafting every single interaction message, could be a message with a hiring manager via Slack, could be an email to a candidate. I can leverage AI's power to help me do that more effectively. So instead of actually reducing my contact with candidates or even using AI only to do that, I'm actually interacting more with candidates because instead of sending a traditional template rejection email, I'll actually use feedbacks from hiring managers. I'll use my own feedbacks. I'll use previous interactions with that candidate, and I'll craft a rejection email that is tailored to that candidate. So essentially, I'm leveraging AI to be even more human in the process. And I do believe that that helps me find the best candidates and build better relationships with the candidates that are not right for that job at that time, but that could be right for a job down the road or for an opportunity in a 3 months time, 6 months time, or what have you. So essentially, I kind of ran away from your question because I'm not comparing the two, but I think the combination of both will make you find the best candidates rather than using only the traditional or only AI in the process.
Sure. Well, definitely appreciate that perspective of it's neither this nor that, it's both. Mirabella, are your thoughts similar, or do you have any a difference of opinion? Would love to get your take.
My short answer to this question would be yes. I do believe AI will be more efficient in identifying the right candidates. And I will put the focus here on the candidate experience rather than on the recruiter experience and what are the company objectives of or closing demands faster and so on. uh, Depending on the parts of the world where you are hiring, I think what we see as a common trend is that we have more uh, applicants or different applicants, thousands of applicants at some point for certain jobs. Then we have the time as recruiters to get back to them with a feedback, with a rejection email or anything, or just simply to go through their CVs. And when I put this question forward for my team, because I really wanted their thoughts as well, right? This was a common answer. So with AI, we'll have now the chance to go through all the CVs, all the applicants for a specific job instead of a traditional way of a recruiter thinking that I will stop by the time I will find the right candidate, right? When it comes to going through 5 CVs or 10, it would have been a matter of luck for the 30th applicant to the role to get their CV screened. By using AI and combining it with the criteria that you are searching for a specific role, you'll have the chance for the AI to screen throughout your profiles and highlight the 90th applicant to your role that in previous traditional screening manners wouldn't have stand a chance unless all the other 89 applicants would have been terrible or not meeting the criteria. So yes, I do believe by using AI we will be more efficient than by using traditional manners from this perspective, from the candidate experience perspective.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, we are heading into our final question here, and as promised, it's a five-course meal. So this is dessert, and Vipin, our chef, will start with you, sir. Can AI fully capture the culture fit aspect of a candidate's suitability for a role? And we're coming tight on time, so if we could give 30 seconds or less in our response, I'll be able to get everybody in, and we'll have a great chat. So, Vipin, can AI fully capture the culture fit?
I think we have some way to go before we leave it to AI because cultural fit is very nuanced and it differs from organization to organization. And that's where AI can give us some data points regarding the candidates, regarding various data points we can seek from AI. But getting the right cultural fit, we have to rely on psychometric assessments. We have to rely on interviews in those interactions to really find that cultural fit for that organization. Because of the simple fact that culture fit varies from organization to organization, and law, I think their nuance of human is pretty much required. So I will leave that to human.
Ernani.
Well, the way I see it, at least for now, AI can't do it by itself. Maybe in the future it will be able to do, I don't know. But right now, the way I see it is it helps me find that cultural fit or it helps me analyze the cultural fit. So prior to AI, the company I work for had template questions to assess the candidate's cultural fit to the company. Now with AI, I actually combine the needs of the specific role I combine the company culture values. I combine interview notes from previous conversations or interactions, and even that candidate's CV, and I'll craft liaising AI personalized questions for that candidate to evaluate that candidate's fit to our culture. So instead of using a generic template that I would use for all candidates of all levels in all areas and positions of the company, I actually tailor those to each candidate. So each interview becomes a strategic conversation rather than just a reproduction of a generic template, which was effective. It did work, but I feel that now I can do it much better and I can make it much more personal to that candidate. And to me, that's the key. If I make that conversation personal and I can make the candidates feel comfortable being themselves, they will let me in and they will show their true selves to me. And that way I can actually grasp much better at their match or their lack of match with our values.
Okay. And Mirabella.
Yes, I actually thought of this question being very bizarre because, to an extent, I thought that you are asking me if an AI can decide the future of a company, right? Because when we are hiring any person for any level and we decide they are cultural fit to join us, we are actually welcoming the colleagues who will help us shape the company in the future. And by using AI and feed the AI with the cultural questions and with the values and so on, we would actually make him identify a perfect candidate like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk put together. And we all know that this candidate might not be culturally fit for our type of organization, right? So I do believe here is where the current AI, how Ernani put it very nicely, is not able to do so. Who knows what the future holds? But the way we are taking this valuable information from the poses that the candidate makes through the speech, or the way they are referring to their role, how would they design a role in the company, and so on, would be very hard for us to um, draft this list of questions or uh, teach the AI on how to look for these hints and how to decide based on these who would be the perfect candidate for the future of our company.
All right. So we've had a phenomenal conversation about AI and its role in recruiting, specifically its power, but also its limitations. I think we had a great discussion about what AI can do today and maybe the possibility of what it can do tomorrow. Mirabella, Ernani, Vipin, it's been a pleasure having you on. We would love for our community to take that next step and learn more about you. So, where can people find you online?
I think starting with LinkedIn, the most popular platform that we mentioned here, that would be the correct form to contact me, reach out, or anything.
Yeah, same for me. LinkedIn would be the best way to contact me. I do write about AI and about technology, so I have a Medium page which you can find on my LinkedIn profile as well. So yeah, those are the best paths.
Yeah, same works for me. Drop me a message over LinkedIn and happy to respond, happy to connect with people and share and learn from others.
All right. Well, this has been the Astreva Masterclass on understanding the power and limitations of AI in recruitment. I've been Joey Price. It's been a pleasure to be your host for this wonderful conversation. And be sure to check the growing catalog of Astreva Masterclasses you can access on YouTube, within the community, and on podcast outlets as well. Until next time, have a great time. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.